Benvenuti amici. Welcome to Isabella's Bella Cucina, and my name is Isabella Morgia Vicari, and I'm going to teach you a healthier rigatoni dish with a fresh tomato sauce and mozzarella. The recipe, when they first gave me the name, it said diet rigatoni. I go, what is this diet all about? Because in America, we need to get away from those words diet, and we need to learn to accommodate our lifestyle and our cooking habits all together, make them healthier, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna teach you how to make this wonderful penne pasta. But before we get started, what do we have to do is cook the pasta, of course. So let's put this rigatoni in the water right now. Here we go. So that rigatoni is in the boiling water, and remember, you get one shot at salting that pasta or flavoring that pasta, and that's in the pot where it's boiling. So make sure that salted water tastes like salted water or the ocean, as I tell my family and friends. Let's stir that pasta real quick. Now, in this beautiful stock pot, I'm going to throw in, well, before I throw something in, I need some olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. Here you go. Got a couple of turns here of the olive oil. And I'm just going to take this meat and I'm just going to toss it in just like this. Break it up. Okay, what we're going to do is you're going to brown this meat up really well. And we'll break it up in the meantime. But what I want you to do right now is take these beautiful cloves of garlic. I'm going to say about 4. And we're just going to slice them, chop them, mince them, whichever you prefer. By the way, I've got a great tip for you. I just read that all the enzymes and the health benefits of garlic actually comes out after you chop your garlic. Let it sit there for about 10 minutes or so, then throw it in the pot to cook with, because that's when it releases all the health benefits. So if you can remember to chop that garlic ahead of time, let it sit there for about 10 minutes, it'll be much more healthier for you. Okay, I've got some nice chopped garlic right here, and I love l'aglio. And that's garlic, of course, in Italian. I'm going to break up this meat. And of course, what do? Every single time we add a different layer, we're going to season. So we need some kosher salt, just like that. And you know me, I'm the woman who loves her cayenne. A little more. There we go. Stir it up. Perfect. Okay, now we're coming back and we're going to cut these beautiful vegetables. I'm just going to cut them in big chunks just like this because we're going to put them in this food processor. So what do we have? We got a couple of stalks of celery. We have 2 carrots. And I've got a nice sized onion. I got a half an onion because it's really a really large onion that I was using. All I'm going to do is just cut this in chunks, throw it right in, and we're going to process this. There you go. A little more. Perfecto. Perfect. I want you to see. This is what I want it to look like. See how everything is chopped and pureed? Now let's go marry this in the pot. You're going to love it. Now before we put that in, remember that garlic that I set aside? I'm going to put that in. I'm going to add this. Give it a quick turn. And cut that meat up just a little bit. Now, I'm going to add these beautiful vegetables. Remember, we have the onions, the carrots, and the celery. And we're going to stir that up really well. Now, you're going to put your flame on high. You're gonna let this cook for a few minutes. All right, we're gonna let the onions soften up a little bit with the celery and the carrots. They're all gonna soften up. At this point, momentarily, we're gonna add the vino, all right, and the sauce, and we're gonna let it simmer and see how quickly we put this together. Let's talk about the healthy benefits one moment. Remember, this is a healthy rigatoni recipe. What makes it healthier is because we used a leaner beef. Now you can use ground sirloin, you can use sirloin that's a 90-10 or an 80-20. Now I gotta tell you, the 80-20 has a lot more flavor like a ground chuck, but if you're really watching that fat, go with the sirloin, you'll be good. All right, and you'll absolutely love it. The other thing you wanna do to make this as healthy as you can make it is use whole wheat pasta. There's nothing healthier for you than whole wheat pasta. Of course, some people are not really keen on that flavor, so the key is, if you're going to use just regular pasta, you want to use, you want to actually serve yourself a smaller portion. And in reality, we should be able to eat whatever we want to eat if we have control, all right, of what we put in our mouth and how much we put in our mouth. That's the key. Let's check our vegetables. Oh, this looks really nice. Can you smell this? Now, in every Italian's home, there's a sauce or two or three where we're going to add a little bit of vino. I'm going to tell you to use a nice dry white wine. I'm going to put that in. Now remember, the rule is if I don't drink it, I don't cook with it. And I hope that's your rule too. And I got to tell you, today you can find many affordable wines that you really enjoy. It doesn't have to be high priced all the time. Okay, we got the vino. Now remember that fresh tomato sauce, the one that I taught you earlier? I want you to use that as well. We're going to dump that in there. We're going to stir this up. We've got the stove on high, if you notice. Now, remember we added a couple of layers of flavor. What did we do? We added a layer of vino. We added another layer of tomato sauce or pomodoro tomatoes. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to season again. A little bit of kosher salt. And I think I want to use crushed red pepper right now. But you know what? If you want to use cayenne, use cayenne. If you want to use black, use black. You see, cooking is about cooking the way you enjoy eating. That's the beauty of cooking. That's the beauty of taking a dish and making it your own, the way you and your family will eat it. That's what's going to get them to the table. Okay. I love the chunks of beef in here right now. We're going to let that simmer a little longer. And momentarily, we're going to add the pasta right inside this pot. Now, what are we going to do? This time, I'm taking my slotted spoon, and I'm going to take my rigatoni, and I'm going to put it right there from the pot, right into the sauce pot. Why? Because I actually want some of the pasta water, that starchy pasta water, because it's actually going to stretch that sauce a little bit. Looks like I might need a little more. And there you go. We'll get it right from the pasta. And you notice with the rigatoni, it's got these great big tubular shape. All right, there's some water in the middle there too. So that'll help loosen up that sauce a little bit. So we got just about all of it right now. Gonna stir it up, turn this off. That looks fabulous. Can you see the chunks of carrots and celery and beef? I love it. And what I love about this dish, it's that it's not heavy at all. Okay, let's take this over to the table. Now, look at this fabulous dish. Oh, that's a little hot. I'm stirring this right now. Now, before I do anything else, what am I going to do? Add a little bit of Romano. I'm going to add a little bit of mozzarella. Now the recipe says you can have a cup. You want to make it healthier. I'm going to say add a half a cup. But you know what? In reality, you're not going to eat this whole pot of pasta. So if you put a cup in there, you're still good because you're not going to eat that whole cup. And last but not least, I'm going to take my knife, cut up a few of these herbs, because I always want fresh herbs in my pasta. Remember, whenever you are using herbs, you want to throw them in at the very end. Ah, that's great. Here we go. Toss that in. Look at the beautiful color. Okay. Here we go. Doesn't that look amazing? Now look at this beautiful, beautiful plate of pasta. You know what? I'm going to get myself a bowl. Of course, I've got to try this. Oh, I want a piece right here. I've got all the meat in there. I've got the celery and the onions. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you now if this is the perfect bite. You're going to love this. You've got your protein and your vegetables, and you've got your cheese. And honey, if this doesn't bring your famiglia to the table, nothing will. We will see you again. This is Isabella Morgia di Vicari. Vivere bene, amici. Live well, my friends, and buon appetito.